Do you want to architect an award-winning culture? Well, I'm going to give you the framework. Here's the Valve framework in 5 minutes or less. Let's go. So for context, I created this framework after burning out completely. I've watched companies throw money at culture through perks, consultants, engagement surveys, and nothing ever changed. People still quit, founders still burnt out, and teams still felt lost because they were treating the symptoms rather than building the systems. So Valve is different. It's a performance infrastructure. And I've got 5 pillars that turn culture from an HR afterthought into your competitive advantage. So companies that get this right see a 21% higher profitability, 59% lower turnover, and 20% higher sales. But more importantly, people actually want to be there. Here's how it works. First V, vision. Where are you going and why does it matter? This isn't a mission statement that nobody reads. This is the story that makes someone choose you over a competitor offering more money. See, 77% of job seekers check your culture before even applying, and they start with your vision. Can your team explain what your mission is in their own words? Does it inspire them when they're grinding through a hard week? Do they see how their work connects to something bigger? If not, you're just paying people to check boxes. Vision is the target, and everything else flows from there. The A is for alignment. Is everyone rowing in the same direction? Here's what kills companies. Leadership says one thing, middle management hears another, and your team goes off and does something completely different. And that chaos is costing you $420,000 a year in a 100-person company. But the real cost is watching your people leave because they're exhausted from the internal confusion. Alignment means clear communication rhythms, transparency as a default, and no silos. When you're aligned, decisions are fast. People know what matters, and nobody's wasting energy on the internal politics. The L, leadership. Do your leaders empower or micromanage? 70% of employee engagement is driven by managers. That means if your leadership team is dysfunctional, everything else is going to break. So this pillar is about coaching, not controlling, having the right people in the right seats, and growing your team, not just managing them. Culture is set up from the top. If your leaders don't model the values, if they don't empower their teams, if they create dependency instead of autonomy, your culture will always be broken no matter what else you do. Second V is for values. How do we actually behave? What are the rules of engagement? It's not aspirational fluff, it's operational values. Companies with clear values see 50% less turnover, and employees are 6 times more likely to recommend them. Why? Because people understand and they know the rules of the game. Innovation in itself means nothing. But saying we ship fast and we iterate and done beats perfect, that's operational. It's a value that determines how people behave and move in your system. Your values should guide the real decisions, and leadership has to live them first. If your values are just words on a wall, they're worthless. And finally, E, engagement. How do you make the culture self-sustaining? Most culture work ends up dying within 6 months. You do a workshop, you get excited, then life happens, and 6 months later, nothing's changed. Engagement means embedding the culture into your hiring. Are we hiring for values? Onboarding. Do new hires learn this on day one? Recognition. Do we celebrate? And how are we celebrating the people that are living the values? How do we reward that good behavior? And reviews. How are we holding people accountable? So when your culture lives in your systems, it doesn't depend on you remembering to talk about it. It becomes how you operate. And that's how you embed it and make it last. And that's Valve. That's 5 pillars built in order and architected with intention. Most companies skip vision and they jump right into values, or they focus on engagement without fixing the leadership. You need all five. And when you get that right, you build something that people are proud to be a part of, where they rally under purpose, where work doesn't destroy their relationships, where they actually thrive. That's what award-winning culture looks like. If you want the breakdown, comment Valve and I'll send you a one-pager. Or if you want me to diagnose where your culture is broken, I'll leave a link in the description. Build something worth being proud of.